Okay, here we are with Louis, and it's been a couple of months since we've done the video recording and everything. And of course, you see him; he's still working on his lunch truck. And how's it going so far, Lou? How's it been?
Not bad. Summer's here. It's gonna get busy.
So it's been pretty busy the last couple of days now that the summer's coming, right? April,
yeah, the weather broke,
May.
and now the landscapers are coming out, and people are starting to work outside more, so it generates more business.
Right, and I see you got a new truck in the front. You changed the truck, right?
Yeah, the other one was 5 years old, going on 6, and you know, if you want to keep the truck clean and new, you don't want to go out there with a filthy truck. So, you know, I try to keep it nice and clean. I wash it every day. Where I go, right now I do some construction, it's pretty filthy. So I will not go out, rain,
So
or not. I'll wash the truck every night, no matter what the temperature is.
I know it's been like yesterday was pouring rain, and you're telling me you were cleaning your truck in the rain, right?
With a raincoat.
Now,
You
what?
never know, like for example today they call for rain, but it didn't rain. And you go out, the next day you go out, it don't rain, the truck looks lousy. People don't want to eat food off of that, especially if you get somebody, you know, like an outside customer who doesn't, you know, really eat from the truck, but, you know, sees it one day and decides, like, hey, I want to get something to eat. You're going to look at the truck from a distance, and they're not even going to want to come near it.
Right. What are the most asked questions that you think a beginner would want to know about, you know, about this industry right now?
The most important question is what's my guarantee? Everybody wants a guarantee on this business. You know, and no business has a guarantee. You can go to work for a company and, you know, you make a big mistake and, you know, the boss lets you go. There's no guarantee. In this business, there's no guarantee. The only guarantee is if you give the people good food, you give them quality, you get there on time, you'll never lose a stop. I've been doing this almost 25 years and I've yet to lose a stop. You give the people what they want, you know, and you give them the respect. You show they're on time when you need it. You know, if you run into a problem, you get in touch with them and you say to them, look, guys, I'm running a little behind. I'm going to be a little late. I had a problem with the truck, and you know, you build a relationship with them. You never lose a stop. Nobody's going to get rid of you. Some guy's going to come up. I've had stops where I built such a relationship with people that I've had customers come and, you know, like say, hey, well, you know, I can get here a little bit earlier. I might have a stop that I might get up to, you know, a little bit later. And the guy will be like, no, we don't want you. You know, we have somebody. You know, we're happy with him. We don't need you. You know, and they'll chase him away.
So let me ask you, when you're starting in the business, that's a good question. That's a good lead-in question. If you're starting, let's say, for instance, how do you start a route, a lunch truck route? Do you think it's better to start it from scratch or buy a route?
Starting from scratch, you got to know what you're doing. Starting from scratch is very difficult because you're going to get disappointed because you're going to go out there. When you want to start a route, you basically need 3 or 1 main stops. You're going to need a good breakfast stop, you need a good lunch stop, and you're going to need a good break stop. They don't necessarily have to be the same stop. Sometimes they are. You know, you pick up a warehouse, you get there for break, you get there for breakfast, you get there for lunch, you get there for afternoon break. But when you start a stop and you start going, you know, you go to one stop and, you know, how you doing? My name's so-and-so, you know, I'm interested in, you know,
servicing you
guys. You know, do you guys have a truck? Do you have any, you know, ways of getting your lunch? Do you guys go out? And you do it that way, and you hit one, and then you get another one. Then you all of a sudden, this guy wants you at 8:15, but the other guy wants you at 8:15, but he's got 6 guys. This guy's only got 4 guys. So now you're getting started. You don't want to let the 4 guys go because you got 6 guys, because then you're back to square one. Instead of having 2 stops, you have 1. So it's difficult. When you have an established route, something that somebody's been running before, it's a lot better to get into that because number 1, the reason why the guy's getting out is because he's old, he wants to retire. 2, you know, the business just isn't for him. 3, he ain't making no money. So you could have a stop where a route where a guy's not making no money, and you go with him and you see the potential, and the reason why the guy's not making no money is because he never puts food on the truck, or he's not clean enough, or he never shows
He's
up
not on time.
or
That's key.
He takes too many days off.
Right.
You know, a bad route can be a great route for you, depending on, you know,
Your attitude.
the way you go about taking care of the customers, having the food people like, making sure the food is fresh, keeping a clean truck, showing promptly on time. That's all people want.
Great attitude, because it's a show that you're giving them when they call up.
You can't go to work with a negative attitude. You go to work with a negative attitude, nobody wants to hear your problems. I could have the worst day when I go to work, but when I get out there, as soon as I see the first customer, boom, I flick a switch, and you know, I'm, you know, howdy doody.
Right.
You know, how you doing? Good morning. How's everything? You know.
Right.
And that's the attitude you got to go, because these people, they build a relationship. They want to come to you. You're like a bartender. They want to come to you. They want to let off their, you know,
Steam.
stress and
Right.
steam, and
Right,
if
you
you,
could
you
keep-
give them a reason to come to you, you're never going to have a problem.
Right. Right.
Here comes the thunder.
Yeah. And I know you're running with all this stuff. What other questions do you think that, and you know what, don't mind me, and don't mind the people out there in the internet, but you know, what else do you think that would be good? So you're saying, let's go back to that. You're saying that the best thing to do is either get an established route.
Established route, or you can't, to go in blind and buy a truck.
And just go like crazy, like.
It could be done. If you have a location you can go to, or you have a general area, first of all, you gotta have your permits. So for
We're
example,
gonna submit all the permits and show them
if-
samples in our
for
course.
example, you live in a suburban area, and like the area I live in, you can go 2 miles to your left and a mile to your right, and you're in 2 different towns. So, you know, if you're going to solicit the area, why spend money on permits if you're not going to do that area, or if you don't know what it's going to be like? You know, you can go around beforehand and see and try to get like I guess a little idea of where you want to go, but the people are going to want to see a truck.
Uh-huh.
You know, every town you solicit in, you have to have a permit or a peddler's license.
Right.
Reason for that being is it's just similar like if you had an ice cream truck. You know, nobody wants anybody coming around their area who's you know, an ex-murderer, or you know, a pedophile, a sexual offender. So you got to follow the respect of the law, and you gotta get your permits.
So it falls under the same law
Yeah.
out of the ice cream truck and everything. Any kind of food vending.
Any area you go, it's just like if you want to panhandle brochures, you have to have a permit. And to get started in this business, you don't want to piss off an inspector or something like that, because there are areas where you get your routine inspections. They want to make sure the truck is clean before you even go out there. They don't want you serving the area if you don't have a clean truck. So,
Right.
I mean, if you buy a truck and you start soliciting, you want to build a route, it can be done. But you got to be patient.
You know, it's so funny that you're saying that, because the more cleaner you are, the more respectful. And I think that the police officers in the area, they start liking you because they're getting used to you being around the area.
No, yeah, nobody wants to see some filthy old raggedy truck coming down. I'll give you an example today. This one guy, I was at the commissary this morning, and he's a little kooky, the guy. He's a real nice guy. And he turned around and he went to one guy who's been in the business quite a bit of time, but he don't care. He don't care what his truck looks like. To him, it's not important to have a clean truck. So he came out this morning and he goes, "You're the reason," joking with the guy, "You're the reason